All right, will it run? I think it's time to find out. I just can't have something like this sitting here without, yeah, being able to try it out and see what we got. So we're gonna get started on that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. This here is an Oliver 70 that I just couldn't pass up because I thought it was cheap enough that even if it doesn't work out, I can still, you know, get some money for it. So here's where we stand. I know nothing about it. Just a quick glance, it is not stuck other than the water pump. However, I noticed that the fuel line is broken. So it makes me wonder, you know, what the tank might be like. And a 70 is kind of an odd duck anyway, because it uses like a remote sediment bowl. They tap into it and they come out. And that, in my experience, is a good way to plug up everything. Stuff gets stuck in the 90-degree fittings and what have you. And what I actually did on my other one is I put the full size, what is it, 1/4 inch galvanized pipe and made an elbow setup and came out here and screwed the other sediment bowl into it, so you had a bigger diameter flow so that maybe you had some luck, you know, getting her where she needs to go. But looking at this, I would say, what do we think there? Is that original or is that something somebody came up with? I'm not exactly sure. Might have to check the parts book. That's a handy little bracket there. And if so, I really would like to keep this set up, so maybe I don't want to do that. Well, I'm getting too particular though. Maybe I'll just set that on the shelf and not worry about it. But so I'm not sure exactly where I want to go first, is what I'm saying. I'm sure we'll be going in here because let's just have a look at what the old points look like. Well, we're getting a rotor first thing because that is rusted off. What's our cap look like? Our cap should be good enough to go one more time just to test it. Our points look excellent, except they're fuzzed up from age, from sitting, so we'll have to sand and get all that white corrosion off of there. But I would say that they'll go again. So we need an RR83 if you go to Napa. Somebody just asked me about that today. CS63A, RR174, and an RR83 is the rotor button. Look at that original old time. So I knew that when I came out here to film this that we weren't going to actually get it running at this exact second. But what I thought we would do is take the carburetor off, and I can take it inside and take it apart and run it through the cleaner, and we can get it all rebuilt so that we're not fighting that, and kind of take a little bit of an assessment here on what we need and what we don't need. I would say that a guy would just be money ahead to do what I did to the other one, even if that is an original sediment bowl thing. We'll just save that on the shelf somewhere and yeah, put the full flow version in to have some more success. We can always put it back the way if we want to. And then I'm also thinking, what else do I want to do? I would guess, I mean, we're going to use a 12-volt battery to start it. I'm not even fooling with that 6-volt. When we get it to where maybe it runs good, maybe we will wire that all up. But all we need to make it go is hook the starter to the battery and then also hook our coil to the battery. However, this is a 6-volt coil, so we might just go ahead and grab on a new one of them as well and hook our points to the new coil that we're going to test run it on. And then we can always, like I said, we can always switch it back to more original. But in the interest of not fighting, I think it would be better to, you know, use 12 volts to start it and get that going and see if it'll even run at all or what it's like. And then we'll go from there. So I suppose our first order of business then is we're gonna take the carburetor off, and I'll take it inside and we will run it through the cleaner and try to get it prepared for where we are. So the tools are right there in the escape. And I've noticed I've been saying that more because I had one of my cousins was saying, how come you always say, just a minute, I got to go get the tools? A lot of times the tools are right there. That is the words that I say. I don't know why I say that, to go get the tools. But yeah, they're not that far. They're right there. I just got to walk over there and get them. So yeah. One thing I should have gotten, I don't have, is my bucket to sit on. It's a lot easier to work on something at eye level than up. Ah! What do we want to start taking loose first? Our belt, because we just came from the Mexican restaurant? Maybe. Let's see. That should be loose. Cool. I caught it with the other hand. I wasn't even expecting it. What I'm thinking here is, it appears to me that the last guy in this carburetor made him some homemade gasketry. So I assume that what I'm about to do is not wasted effort, because I just have this feeling, and I know I'm right, and I'll show you in just a second why I think it's not a wasted effort. As soon as I get the fuel line the rest of the way off here. Let me just take this off so you can get the full effect. You think any fuel's gonna come through that? I don't think so. I think we're gonna throw this line away and make a new one, because life's too short, friends. Life's too short to, you know, I could spend a half a day cleaning that out, but it ain't worth it. I am puzzled though on this bracketry with this sediment bowl. That is quite fascinating to me, because I don't think my other one's got anything like that. Maybe it has a bracket that's different. It almost makes me want to use it, but like I said, I think my best option is going to be the full flow. Yeah, that's what the doctor always says. You want full flow, and it doesn't get easier the older you get. I'm going to take this off for now. I mean, that's a cute little bracket. That has to be a factory job. Was it riveted in too? And one rivet's gone? Don't know. But this would be a ball of sadness, I'm sure, to dive into. So we're not going to do that today. We'll save it for later. We want stuff usable first and original second. So you may not agree with me, but I guess if you're sitting in the shed all day, you can have them original if you want. But I like my stuff to be ready to go if I want to take it out and play with it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time doing stuff. I'm going to take you over here because I'm really bad with the ADD of switching gears from what I'm working on. But I thought I'd take all these fittings out of the tank. Then I also noticed that our oil line's bad. And it's very brittle everywhere, so we're going to have to do that right away too, or we're going to have an oily mess. So we need an oil line kit, which ain't nothing. What else? Boy, the more you look at stuff, the worse kind of things you find. It looks like someone broke an ear off the steering box there. That's okay. We've got more. Someone broke both ears off the steering box. Okay. So, that's fine. We're okay still. We've got a whole nother tractor and a half or so. So we can make it go. Wonder how glued together this is, because it seems like it's Seems like it's coming apart kind of difficult like. And somebody's gonna say, why didn't you spray pinch angle on there? Well, do you honestly think that would make that much difference on this? No, it would not. It would make none difference at all on what I'm doing right now. And if I sprayed it on that fitting in the tank, you think that would make a difference? No, because it's not gonna creep up. That's not how gravity works. So you people can just cry about it, you know, lose sleep over it. That's fine. That kind of helped us out by not coming out right. Used it as a lever. Yeah. That's the most this thing has been fondled in years, you know. You can just tell that we've touched things that haven't been touched for many ages. I want to get that fitting out too. Oh, look at that. See that right there? That's why we're going to go the full flow version. Okay, righty-tighty. Saddy-waddy. That's probably where we're headed here. I thought maybe this gigantic adjustable would bite on it better, but it's not gonna. So, it looks to me that someone else has already had some struggles of sadness with this. So it's going to be like a vice grip situation. And that's okay because it's brass, so I should be able to manhandle that out of there if I just really let it have it. So I guess grab the vice grip question mark and see what happens. We're going to try, because I can't find the vice grip. I don't remember if I took them along, but we're going to try the red pliers. And this might take a... Oh, it's going to do it. Red pliers for the win. We just got to get another good grab on it, because this whole front side has been rounded off by previous engagements. Sweet. The red pliers proving once again that Germans can make some tools, you know. If you could buy these at Chinesium prices, Germanic tools at Chinesium price. I should start my own store and sell a line of tools like that. Look at this tray. Look at what's going to come out of here. Okay, that has a screen in it, but it is so full of garbage in there, I'm having a lot of trouble. Come on out of there. Okay, so my guess is, now this is just my guess, but my guess is we are not going to be using the original tank for our test run, unless it's just something that, you know, maybe if I do this number here, maybe I'm wrong, but I just bet you see how the tank kind of goes like this? I just bet you that from here down is solid stuff. I might be wrong on that. But I just got that sort of feeling. We'll table that. We'll run something through it or whatever, some fluid, see if we can get that brought back around. But that's why we're starting a day early on this project, because I knew there would be things. Let's go on to taking this carburetor off. So what have we done here? Well, we took the fuel line off. I loosened this a while ago, but these are those stupid kind I don't like. What are they? Wittig style clamps? I don't remember what the technical term is for them, but I just feel like they cause you a lot of unnecessary sadness, you know? They might be cool when they're new, but when they're not new, they like to play difficult. But I guess that's all they had back in the day, so. Son of a Knudsen. Come on, monkeys, boy, let's go. There. Oh my, okay. Now, the nice thing about America is that you're just bound to determine that things are going to be 1/2 inch or 9/16. So we got some 5/16, which is the size that usually takes 1/2 inch wrench to take loose. But it appears we got some 5/16 studs with that take a 9/16 head to get loose. Why? Because, friends, because. So that's fine, it doesn't really matter. Just don't want to lose them because I want it to be uniform. Come on. We're going to do some work on my other 70 at some point. It needs a head job because it's putting compression in, and it also needs some governor work. I've got several governors. Try to find one that might play ball because it just wants to run wild. It doesn't want to play nice, and I want it to play nice because I would rake hay or something with it if it was doing its appropriate thing that it should be doing. Okay, let's use our brain. If we tip it this way, we can kind of get it out of there loose, like. Man, I'm not having a good luck. There we go, come on. Come on. Aww. There. Okay. Let loose. Well, if this would have come off of there like it should, I could get to the screw head, which I can't get to this way. So maybe I can take this loose here and fool it into playing nice. And there I can't. There it stopped. But I might have got it enough. And I should have brought a longer screwdriver, which I didn't do. You know, it never fails. You just, let's think about this a minute. Some of our best work is done not with tools, but with the mind. There, come on. Rusty, but I think it'll work again. Just lay it down in their frame. Ooh. Rusty crusty. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to find a combination where we can get that loose, or can we? There. Freed. Okay. So here again, we can tell that this is a homemade gasket, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it doesn't have to look pretty to work. We're gonna make it the way it's supposed to be though, because the carburetor kit will come with a gasket. And I feel like it ain't money wasted to throw a carburetor kit at this. If it don't work, I could always pull this off and put it on the shelf or put it on the other tractor. Doesn't really make a difference. And I need to look, because I'm kind of thinking that my other one, this is aluminum. So, I don't know. The 70 did have a Zenith carburetor, much like the 880 did for some strange reason, but this was back before the Waukesha days, so whatever Continental was using is what this had on it, and I'm sure they use Zenith, so that's, here we are. You know, this is the same engine used in a bunch of stuff back in the day, and so there we have it. So we will go down and take this apart and see what it looks like, but we need to remember we need a carb kit, an oil line kit, and a rotor, because our rotor button, I'm sure I have one of these or a dozen of them laying around that would work, but we might as well just buy a new one. We're going to try to use the points that are in it because they look excellent, and we might grab us a 12-volt coil to just slap on there so we can do our testing, and I think that will work. Got pulled out of there good. But what do we got here? Well, I like looking at different tractors like this, you know, even though I've got some and I've had several of them and had some apart and different things, because you learn stuff looking at each one. Some things still have more original features than others, you know. Like for instance, I always thought that this was just a cobbled up aftermarket thing, but I think that my other ones have this screw headed thing in it too, so that's the way they were. Just little things like that, little details. This one actually has, and I haven't figured that out yet, but we need to clean to find out. We can go to the other side here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's an extremely sad starter cable. Well, yes, but that's not what I'm saying. It has another tag here, and I'm not sure what this is, because I don't think any of my others have ever had that. So we're going to very carefully try to chip off this paint. Maybe this is like an oil filter tag, and they all had it. So your serial number tag's right there. This works out to a 1945, I believe. I looked yesterday. All right, come off of there. The trick is not to scratch off the letters. Okay. Caution. Engines equipped with roto exhaust valves keep the cylinder head right side up when removed to prevent loss of rotator caps. Always keep each rotator cap with its mating valve. Interesting. I have never seen that tag on any of them, I don't think, that I have. So that must have been something that broke off right away, or maybe they didn't all have it. Obviously not. I mean, if it's highlighting that, they didn't all have it. I think I know the answer, but whilst we're here, should we see if it's got water in it? I'm pretty sure it probably doesn't, but I've been wrong before. Yeah, we're not getting that off. We need the red pliers. Channel locks are what we really need, because I don't think I'm going to get it. Nope. We'll have to get the big channel locks to get that off of there, but I'm betting that it's probably shy. But you just wonder, don't you? I mean, we could try to open this, but it's full of mud, and we could learn our lesson from the other day and jam a stick in there and find out that sadness abounds. There's a piece of wire. By golly, it's like it's meant to be. I mean, it's good if it doesn't have water in it, because that means that somebody had the forethought to drain it and make sure that they didn't, you know what I'm saying, Well, like I said, the oil is low, but it's not bad. I mean, so I'm not too worried about that. I think that we're gonna have something, maybe our radiator's garbage too, I don't know, but surely between the 2 or 3 of them I got, I would have a radiator that was good. Anyway, let's go take the carburetor apart and see what kind of sadness lies in there. Okay, so yeah, it's been a long time since I've messed with one of these, so I'm sure we will be sadly disappointed by my results. We're gonna just start pulling her apart, you know. It's a carburetor, and there ain't much different about all of them. Some of them have less pieces than others, but you know, this is one similar to what we've done before. I'm assuming it's gonna be just very rusty. I wish I had not taken all of my cleaning supplies outside, because I would sure like to see what that says. Somewhere here I got a wire brush, because a viewer sent me that little tiny, yeah, you know what I'm saying. We'll find it here in just a minute. We're not that unorganized. I take that back, we're pretty unorganized. You don't work on 70s every day, you know. BS393J, that could be the one. 393J or a 1002. One of those numbers might mean something. And then we could get that taken care of. Is this gonna come out of here before we... Ooh. All of this is very tight, and that's not a good thing in this case. And I forgot I broke all my little hammers here, so all I got is the hammer head. I've got a new handle. I should probably take a break and do that. Would this go? Come on. If I could just get that on there like that. Can I get this needle out of there? I need to get a different tool than what I'm using. We'll get it, friends. We just got to be a little bit patient so we don't do something totally stupid. We just want to do something half stupid. See, did I just twist that off? Or did it actually come loose? Or did we crack the housing that it's in? Come on. Come on. We have no idea how long this thing has sat, so it is a ball of rust. Look at that needle. Isn't hardly even a needle anymore. That might complicate things. I might have to look through our stash and just get a different carburetor out. Oh my goodness, that's in there tight. She said. What a nasty mess. I mean, this little thing here, jeez, I don't know. I'm afraid that probably, it might go one more time, but if I twist it off in there, that wouldn't be no good for nobody neither. I don't know. We might go with it one more time just because. And we'll try to find out where a guy could get one of those. There's some more emery cloth from a viewer. That might not be the grit to use for this, but we're gonna try. The other roll is in my pocket of my other coat. That might run again for another day. We'll clean it. See what becomes of it. Let's keep taking her down. Will this come out of there easy? I should have known the answer was no. You know, this carburetor might win the award for the rustiest thing I have ever done. I am having tons of sadness with this, friends. I can't hardly get anything loose out of it. I did manage to get this plug out. It's kind of a amazing feat. That's just the end of the choke shaft. We may leave it be. None of that stuff stuck, so that's a positive. That plug could come out. Maybe there would be some able to be cleaned behind there just to help get stuff in where it needs to be. Did I say take that plug out? I meant never mind. I'm expecting total ball of rust in here, just based off of what I've seen so far. Anybody else like to place their bets? I really wanted to hear this tractor run tomorrow, but I'm kind of doubting that now. If we'll even be able to make that happen. All right, come on, you. Look at that. Look at how terrible that is. Friends. I might just have to put her in the dip right away before even trying to take it apart any farther. Well, I dropped the float. It rattles. That doesn't mean it's bad. It could just have some solder inside from the time before. That half, I don't even want to go there yet. There's our needle and seat. This wouldn't even have run for one day, so it's a good thing I didn't even try. Let's get this off of there. Well, son of a Knudsen. Okay, that I cannot get any of that brass stuff separated from this right now. So I'm thinking I might just have to start cooking for a while. That might be the safer option. If I could cook it for a little bit and then see if I can get that stuff out, because I'm afraid, yeah, see, if I start in on it, now I'm going to have it ruined. So I'm not going to do that thing. I'm going to just put it in the dip like this with the industrial size adult dose of the stuff. Normally, I would put this in the carburetor dip, but I think that the ultrasonic cleaner has that beat. So far, I've been super duper impressed with that ultrasonic cleaner and what it does, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna do that first, and then as bad as this looks, we may end up even taking the torch to some of this to heat it up a little. Jeez. Okay, we got it heating up. We're gonna give it the adult dose of this magical fluid. Let's give it a little more, because that is pretty nasty. So, it's heating up. Well, our float floats. That's good. We're gonna leave it in there and hopefully it doesn't sink to the bottom. Now we wait for the magic to happen. All right, as per usual, got distracted on the phone. So let's pull these out and see what we got so far. I mean, it's burning hot now. Uh-oh. Was that floating? Yes, it still was. Okay, that's good. I was worried about that for a second. This is super duper hot now. And it is cleaner. However, there is much improvement to still be made. I figured as much. It will take several cycles to get it down clean. So I'm going to attempt to take it apart more and clean it a few more times, and then we will see what happens. I mean, I may have to dig through my stash of stuff and find a better one, because this is a pretty bad ball of sadness right now. So I guess that's where we'll leave this one, and I'll gather more supplies, and we'll see about getting that thing running in the future. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or, if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.